Imagine this for a moment. You wake up one morning, step out of bed, and instead of feeling stiff knees, weak hips, or that familiar lower back tightness, you feel strong, stable, and surprisingly powerful. And the crazy part? That transformation didn't come from hours in the gym, heavy weights, or complicated workouts. It came from one simple movement most people over 50 never think about, the sumo squat. Now before you think, squats? At my age, stay with me because what I'm about to tell you might completely change the way you train, walk, move, and feel for the rest of your life. In fact, by the time you finish this video, you're going to understand exactly what happens inside your muscles, your joints, and even your metabolism when you do just one specific exercise every day, the sumo squat, and why this variation may actually be safer and more effective for people over 50 than the regular squat. Alright, let's get right into it. So, if you're over 50, you already know the truth, your body changes. Maybe your legs don't feel as strong as they used to. Maybe your balance is a little shaky. Maybe your hips feel tight or your knees crack a bit when you move. And maybe you've noticed something else. The things that used to work in your 20s or 30s don't feel the same anymore. It's not because you're weak. It's because your body is trying to protect you. That's where smarter exercises come in. And the sumo squat? It's one of the smartest, safest, and most joint-friendly lower body exercises for people over 50, and I'm going to show you why. First, let's talk about what makes the sumo squat different. Unlike the regular squat, where your feet are hip-width apart, the sumo squat has a wider stance with your toes slightly turned out. That single adjustment changes everything. It shifts the load from your knees into your hips and glutes, the big, powerful muscles that actually support your whole body. And if you've ever felt knee discomfort during squats, this wider stance can take a lot of that pressure away. That alone is a huge benefit for many older adults, but it's only the beginning. Because doing a sumo squat every single day creates a chain reaction in your body that improves far more than just leg strength. Let's start with the first thing you'll notice, your hips. As you age, your hip muscles tend to get weaker and tighter. You may not notice it right away, but you'll feel it when you climb stairs, get out of a car, sit on the floor, or even when you walk for too long. Weak hips are one of the biggest reasons people lose stability as they age. But the sumo squat directly targets your hip abductors, adductors, and glutes more effectively than most other beginner-friendly exercises. And here's where things get interesting. When those muscles get even a little bit stronger, your stability improves dramatically. Suddenly walking feels lighter. Standing up from a chair feels easier. Your balance becomes more reliable. And because your hips are now doing more of the work, your knees finally get a break. Now let's talk about your glutes, because this is the real secret. After 50, most people start losing muscle mass at a faster rate. It's part of the natural aging process. But there's one muscle group that has the biggest impact on mobility, posture, and everyday strength, your glutes. Strong glutes protect your spine, improve your posture, and help reduce back pain. The sumo squat activates the glutes more than the standard squat because of the outward foot position and wide stance. That means doing even just 10 to 20 sumo squats every day can literally teach your glutes to fire again. And when those muscles wake up, you feel it everywhere. Your lower back stops doing all the work. Your hips feel more open. Your walk becomes smoother. You might even notice that your posture unconsciously improves because your body suddenly has the support it's been missing. Now here's something even more surprising, your inner thighs. You know that area that's almost impossible to target with regular exercises? The sumo squat hits those adductor muscles in a way that is safe and incredibly effective. Strengthening your inner thighs does way more than just tone your legs. Those muscles act like stabilizers for your hips and knees. When they're weak, you wobble more, your knees cave inward, and your lower back works overtime. But when they're strong, your movements become grounded and stable. You feel more connected to the floor. And that feeling of steadiness? People over 50 feel it immediately, sometimes within just a week of doing daily sumo squats. But let's talk about something else most people don't think about, circulation. This movement increases blood flow to your hips, knees, and lower body. And this is crucial because as we age, blood flow naturally slows down. That's one reason why stiffness becomes a bigger problem. But daily sumo squats act like a natural pump. They increase circulation, bring more nutrients to your joints, and help lubricate your knees and hips. That means less stiffness, less tightness, and better mobility throughout your day. Now at this point you're probably thinking, okay, so it strengthens my hips, improves my balance, helps my knees, and fires up my glutes? But what else? Well, here's the part most people don't expect. Sumo squats help your lower back more than you'd imagine. When done correctly, they build strength in the muscles that support your spine without putting your lower back under heavy stress. This is incredibly important for people over 50 because lower back pain is one of the most common complaints. And the truth is, most back pain comes from weak glutes, tight hips, or imbalanced leg muscles. The sumo squat fixes all three at once. Now, let's talk about metabolism. A lot of people over 50 tell me they struggle with weight, especially around the belly, hips, and thighs. And one of the fastest ways to improve your metabolism is to work large muscle groups regularly. The sumo squat does exactly that. You're using your glutes, your quads, your hamstrings, your inner thighs, and your core all in one motion. This sends a message to your body that it needs to burn more energy, even at rest. And when you do this every day, your body starts responding quickly. You feel more energized. Your legs feel more awake. Your core starts engaging without you thinking about it. And yes, your metabolism gets a noticeable boost. But let's go even deeper. Let's talk about joint health. If you're over 50, you've probably heard people say squats are bad for your knees. But this is only true when you use improper form or choose the wrong type of squat for your body. The sumo squat, when done with good technique, actually strengthens the muscles around your knees instead of stressing the joint. The wider stance allows your knees to track naturally outward, which reduces the shear force on the joint. You're also able to keep your torso more upright, which protects your lower back. And because you're using your hips more, your knees don't take the pressure. This is why so many physical therapists actually recommend wide stance squats for older adults. Now another thing happens when you do sumo squats every day, something people don't expect until it suddenly appears. You start feeling more confident in your body. You feel more capable. You feel strong in a way that you haven't felt in years. And this mental shift is just as important as the physical benefits. Because when you feel strong, you move more. When you move more, you stay healthier. And when you stay healthier, the aging process becomes smoother, slower, and far more empowered. But I don't just want to explain the benefits. I also want you to fully understand the mechanics of what's happening inside your body when you perform a daily sumo squat routine. So let's break down what happens week by week. Imagine you're starting today, day 1. You try your first set of sumo squats. Maybe you do 5, maybe 10, maybe 20. In the beginning you might feel a stretch in your hips. Your inner thighs might feel tight. Your glutes might feel like they're waking up from a long nap. That's normal. Already, your brain is making new mind-muscle connections. Your body is learning how to activate muscles you haven't used properly in years. By the end of week 1, you'll start noticing small changes. Your hips feel slightly looser. Sitting down and standing up feels a little easier. You may even start feeling your glutes working when you walk, something you haven't felt in a long time. Your knees might feel more supported because the muscles around them are beginning to get stronger. This is the foundation week, the week where your body wakes up. Now let's jump to week 2. This is where things start getting really interesting. Your balance improves. Your movement feels smoother. You may catch yourself standing straighter without effort. You might even notice that your lower back tightness isn't as bad as it used to be. That's because your glutes and hips are now helping your spine instead of letting it carry all the load. Your daily sumo squats have started reinforcing your posture without you thinking about it. And that inner thigh strength? You'll notice it when you move side to side or climb stairs. Suddenly you feel more stable. By week 3, your body is now adapting. Your muscles are growing stronger. Your metabolism is responding. Your legs feel firmer. Your glutes feel more active. Your knees feel more secure. You might even start feeling more energetic throughout the day because your circulation is improving. And this is when people often say, I didn't realize how weak my hips were until they started getting strong again. This is where you truly start to feel the transformation. By week 4, something powerful happens. Your body moves differently. You stand differently. You walk differently. You sit differently. Your body has learned how to support itself again. This is the point where daily sumo squats create lasting change. Your lower back feels supported. Your knees feel stable. Your legs feel stronger. And you feel more confident in every movement you make. But here's the best part. You don't have to do a huge number of reps. You don't have to go deep. You don't have to rush. The key is consistency. Even 10 to 15 sumo squats a day can create noticeable improvements. But as your strength grows, you might naturally want to increase the reps. Maybe 20, maybe 30. Some people even go to 50 a day. As long as you maintain good form, your body will continue to adapt. Now you might be thinking, okay, but how do I know I'm doing it correctly? So let me walk you through it verbally in a simple, easy way. Stand with your feet wider than shoulder width. Turn your toes slightly outward, not too much, just comfortable. Engage your core gently. Keep your chest lifted. Lower your hips as if you were sitting back into a chair, but let your knees follow your toes. Don't force anything. Go as low as your body allows without pain. Then push through your heels and inner thighs to come back up. That's it. Controlled, simple, effective. And here's something important. If you have very stiff hips or knee discomfort, you can reduce the depth. You don't need to squat low. Even a small range of motion activates the right muscles. And as your flexibility improves, your depth will naturally increase. For some people, holding onto a kitchen counter or the back of a chair for support is incredibly helpful, especially in the beginning. The goal is not perfection. The goal is progress. Now let's talk about something people rarely mention: how sumo squats affect mobility. Our hips are designed to move in multiple directions, but everyday life forces us to move mostly forward. Walking, sitting, climbing stairs, it's all forward and backward. But the sumo squat works muscles responsible for side-to-side movement and rotational stability. That means you're training your body to move in the way real life demands, but most exercises ignore. This is why older adults who do sumo squats regularly often report fewer falls, fewer missteps, and better coordination. Your body becomes more responsive. Your legs become more reliable. Your hips become more adaptable. Let's also talk about your pelvic floor, especially if you're someone dealing with leakage, instability, or weakness in that area. The sumo squat naturally activates your pelvic floor without straining it. The outward foot positioning and hip engagement create a supportive environment for those muscles to turn on gently. For many people over 50, this is a huge and often unexpected benefit. Strengthening your pelvic floor can improve bladder control, posture, and core strength, all without doing traditional pelvic floor exercises that some people find uncomfortable or confusing. Now let's discuss a surprising benefit: how sumo squats affect your walking pattern. Many people over 50 develop a shuffle-like gait without even realizing it. Their stride shortens. Their hips rotate less. Their glutes stop firing. But doing daily sumo squats retrains your body to use the right muscles again. It encourages your glutes to push you forward when you walk. It teaches your hips to stabilize each step. And it helps your knees stay aligned. Many people report that after a few weeks of doing sumo squats, their walking posture feels more natural and more powerful. Another thing people notice is the feeling of grounded strength. You feel connected to the floor. Your legs feel like they have purpose again. You stand taller without trying. Your steps feel more intentional. It's a kind of confidence that comes from your body remembering how strong it was designed to be. But let's get honest for a moment. If you're over 50, you might also worry about injuries. So let's talk about safety, because safety is everything. The sumo squat is one of the safest squat variations for people with knee pain, lower back tightness, or hip stiffness. The wide stance keeps your knees aligned. The upright posture protects your back. And the activation of large muscle groups gives your joints the support they need. But the key is to listen to your body. If your hips feel tight, warm up gently. If your knees feel sore, shorten the range. If your balance feels off, hold on to something. The beauty of this exercise is that it adapts to your body. Now here's another thing most people don't expect from doing daily sumo squats: improved core strength. You're not doing sit-ups. You're not doing planks. But your core turns on automatically because it has to stabilize your upper body as you move up and down. And a stronger core means better posture, less back pain, and more stability in everything you do. People often tell me they feel their midsection getting firmer even though they haven't done any direct abdominal training. That's the power of functional movement. Let's also talk about how this exercise affects your joints long-term. When you strengthen the muscles around a joint, that joint becomes more stable. And stability reduces wear and tear. That's why many older adults who start doing daily sumo squats notice less knee pain, fewer hip aches, and less lower back discomfort. You're not just strengthening muscles, you're giving your joints the support they've been missing for years. And I want to touch on one more thing: mobility versus flexibility. Most people think they have to stretch more. But the truth is, strengthening through a safe range of motion is often more effective than stretching alone. The sumo squat improves both mobility and strength at the same time. Your hips become more flexible because they're moving under gentle load. Your inner thighs lengthen naturally. Your glutes activate more fully. This combination creates long-lasting flexibility that actually supports your daily life. Now imagine what happens after 2 months of doing daily sumo squats. Your legs feel firmer. Your glutes feel more lifted. Your hips feel more open. Your knees feel supported. Your posture feels more natural. Your walking feels smoother. And most importantly, you feel strong, capable, and confident. That's the transformation this simple exercise can create. But let me take you even further. Imagine 6 months of consistency. You've created a habit that keeps your lower body strong. Your metabolism stays active. Your joints stay supported. Your balance stays sharp. Your muscles maintain their strength. You move with ease. And you carry yourself with the kind of quiet confidence that only comes from knowing your body is working with you, not against you. Now here's something that might surprise you. A lot of people think aging means becoming weaker, slower, or less capable. But that's not true. The real problem is inactivity. When your muscles don't get challenged, they shrink. When your joints don't move, they stiffen. When your balance isn't trained, it declines. But one small daily movement like the sumo squat can reverse so many of these changes. You don't need perfection. You don't need heavy weights. You don't need long workouts. Consistency is the magic. So let me leave you with this thought. If you're over 50, your body isn't done. It's not even close. It's waiting for you to give it the right kind of movement. Movement that supports your joints, activates your muscles, and aligns with how your body naturally wants to function. And the sumo squat is one of those movements. Do it daily, even for just a few minutes, and you unlock strength, mobility, and confidence you didn't even know you were missing. So if you're watching this and thinking, should I try this? The answer is absolutely yes. Start slow. Start small. Start with support if you need it. But start. Your future self will thank you for it every single day. And if you found this video helpful, make sure you subscribe for more simple, smart, and science-backed fitness tips designed specifically for people over 50. Because you deserve to feel strong. You deserve to feel capable. And you deserve to keep moving with power, no matter your age. Let me know in the comments how many sumo squats you're starting with today, and I'll see you in the next video.